Good day everyone. So today this is going to be the first part of the tutorial where we'll be looking at HTML. So I've created this folder. I named it portal, which has all the picture and SVG files we'll be using to create the project which I showed you guys in the intro video. So if you've not watched that, please go check it out. So I'm just going to drag this folder to my Virtual Studio Code, which is the IDE I'm going to be using for this tutorial. It's opened. So if you've not used Virtual Studio Code ever before, it's a great IDE, integrated development environment. That is the meaning of IDE, to get started with. So there are some icons here. As you can see, the name of the portal, the name of the folder. Then to create new files, you can create new folder, refresh the explorer, then collapse. So we're going to create a new file, naming it index.html. Enter. Okay, so the reason I named it index is because some platforms where you host your website, you might have different HTML pages, but you want at least like one to be the default page, the default HTML page that should be opened. Let's say you have your home section on your navbar. In some websites you see home, you see about us, contact. So those links might have different HTML pages. So by using the word index.html, you are saying, okay, this is the page I want to be shown first. This is what I want to be shown first. So let's close that welcome. So you could collapse everything on that side and bring it back open. So welcome to HTML. It is just the skeleton of the whole website. So every page, every website you see on the internet started with HTML. So using Virtual Studio Code, we have this shortcut where you just put the exclamation mark. By putting it, then click enter. Most IDE has this emit where they bring out this default section for you to code on. So this is the default template you have to use, which is HTML5. So there are different grades of HTML. This is HTML5. So notice we have these two brackets, the greater than sign and the less than sign. In between them we have the exclamation mark, then the doc type HTML. These are things you should do whenever you are creating a HTML page. It's just standard. So we have HTML, the language English. You could omit this, but when you're uploading it to a host, you would want, like, let's say Google, a search engine, so search through your websites and be able to pick, okay, this is what this website is about, and it's in English format. So this meta head are just there. You could remove them, they're not necessary, but they're necessary whenever you are uploading your site to the internet. So we have the HTML, which must be on every page. If not, you might have some issues. They're followed by the head. As you can see, the head has an opening tag and a closing tag. So we have something like this. P, this is the opening, this guy is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. Well, I'll explain what P means, but for now just take notes. So I have an extension that enables me to go to the browser, so we'll be able to see what we are doing on the browser and also on the IDE simultaneously. Okay, so the extension is called Live Saver. It's somewhere here, yeah, sorry, live server. So if you're going to be using Virtual Studio Code with me, you could just download it by searching here, then you download it. So live server, so it basically enables you, like, if you should type something here, instead of going to the browser and refreshing, it automatically shows you whatever you've done here. So we're going to change this document to portal, which is the name of the folder. You can see it displays up here, portal. So we have the head where your title tag is placed. Your title is basically what this web page is all about. Like that, we've named it portal, so that's going to be the title of this page, which is showing up here. Then next we have the body tag. The body tag also has like an opening tag and a closing tag. Whenever you are closing a tag, you have to put this backslash sign. It is important. Then the HTML tag is also closing here. So opening tag, closing tag. The head section, we have the opening and the closing, then followed by the body, opening, closing tag. So we have some tags like the P tag, which is the paragraph tag, the header. We have H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So there are 6 heading tags. So let's type hello world. Okay, so I'm going to hold down Shift Alt, then the down arrow key. We will change this to 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6. You can see the variation. So the H1 is the biggest, H2, okay, the next highest, downwards like that. So these are the header tags we have in the HTML document. We also have the P tag. P tag, how you doing? So the P basically is just like paragraph, where you could just write the paragraph. So we also have the image tag, the image. Well, notice the image tag doesn't have a closing tag, it's just an opening tag. So there are some tags that do not have closing tags, they are just opened. So the image tag contains the source. SRC stands for source, then ALT, they're like alternative. So let's say logo.png. I think that picture is too big, so let's say von logo.png. Okay, it's showing, but the picture is really big. Oh god. Okay, so we could reduce the size here by saying width. We want the width to be, let's say, 100 pixels. Pixels is just what we use, the units we use for declaring the sizes. It could be percentage, it could be EM. Well, those are advanced stuff. This is just the basics. So if you want to learn those advanced stuff, I'm going to leave a link in the description where you could search through what pixels does, EM, and other units we have. So you could also declare your height as let's say 200 pixels, which makes things bad. So I'm just going to cancel that. So we're going to be using the alt. So let's say something happens to your picture, probably it's not there, it's you made a typo, then On your alt attributes, you could type in hello. Okay, no, you could type in logo. So it displays logo, like, okay, oh, this a picture is supposed to be there, but it isn't. So that's what this alt attribute is used for. So anything after the tag are called attributes. All these are attributes of the tag image img. You just have to remember those tags. So image. So we also have this tag, the div tag. Div, this is like a container where you could just put anything. You could also put your p tag. Sorry, also put your p tag. You could type in anything. So the div is just like a container where you could put other things like sections. So now we're going to start with the project. So those are things you should know. So we also have classes as attributes. All cover. I'm going to name this class all cover. So classes are basically used for the CSS so that they are accessed from the CSS. Let's see, let's create the CSS file, style.css. Again, it could be anything. You could put your name, let's say Jome.css, but standardly it should be style.css. Remember, it must be CSS for you to know that okay, you want to write a CSS file. So now we've given this class all over. So now we're going to call the class from the CSS file. So while calling the class, we use the dot or the full stop or the period sign. So we'll say period all cover. Then we open this curly braces or brackets. You can see they are different from the normal one, which are these. They're different. So we use this brackets. So we could do things like width, which I showed you in the HTML, with 200 pixels, height 200 pixels, then the background color, this guy. Okay I forgot one step. So you can see you have your HTML page, you have your CSS page. They're not linked together in any way. You have to link those two pages together in order for them to use the classes or the IDs you give them. So to link an HTML page with a CSS page, you have to use the link tag. So we have the link tag, we have the href attributes. They are just like URL, which is uniform resource locator. So this attribute specifies the URL of the link resource. A URL can be absolute or relative. So you could say URL style.css. Voila. So you see what we made here appears here because we've linked those two pages together using the link tag. So now let's add in a link tag. So you press A, enter. So we say A and href, which has a closing tag. So we could put in a website, let's say http. Okay. we could put in any name we like here. Ta-da! So it's just like a link, just like this one. But this you can use it to access other websites. So now let's look at the button tag. Put sign in. So it's a button where you can just click. The next we have the on list tag, the list tag, where we have to put an unordered list before we put in our list. Say so this is basically all what we use to create our nav bar. So let's look at the form elements. This is used when you are creating a form, where we have the input tag, which has an attribute text. So the input tag is basically used to input anything, then click sign in. So we have text, we also have password, and so on. So we also have label. Label tag defines a label for an input element. The 4 attributes of the label tag should equal to the ID attributes of the related elements. So let's say we have matrix. So it should also have an ID matrix. So that will be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. This is just restricted HTML today. So in the next video we'll be looking at CSS. Goodbye.